Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
First, a word from this month's sponsor, Ethico.
If you're a compliance officer, middle managers are crucial in getting your programs from you to your frontline employees. But how do we activate those managers and get them on our side? Ethico's new Middle Manager Toolkit equips you with the skills needed to empower your managers, to promote a culture where ethical behavior thrives and employees feel empowered to speak up. Learn how to turn frontline managers into ethical leaders with our new white paper, Empowering Middle Managers as Ethics Champions. And did I mention you can get the whole toolkit for free? Head to ethico.com to download the full toolkit today.
Also, if you're looking for a unique gift for the holiday season, check out the Compliance Kids series. It's my 3-book children's series on compliance and compliance professionals for children. But they make great gifts and great training tools for your employees. You can check it out on Amazon.com. We've linked to it in the show notes. The Daily Compliance News for December 20, 2024. First story, judge in Eric Adams' corruption case upholds the bribery charge against the mayor, according to as reported by the New York Times. The federal judge rejected Adams' attempt to have the charges thrown out against him. Next up, from the Financial Times, EY finally got some good news in Germany as it won its first DAX-listed audit client since the collapse of Wirecard and a ban on winning mandates from listed German companies. So some pre-Christmas good news for EY after its complete, total, and utter failure and Wirecard debacle. From Bloomberg, an interesting story about Indonesia, which offers a chance to repent to those accused of graft. Those who stole state assets may be forgiven if they return them, and people can actually do so quietly. This is certainly an unconventional deal to those accused of corruption, but it's the chance to repent. So perhaps this will encourage people in Indonesia to turn in what they've stolen and actually do the right thing. And our final story comes to us from the BBC, which reports that the Democratic Republic of Congo, or DRC, has filed criminal complaints in France and Belgium against subsidiaries of Apple, accusing the subsidiary of using conflict minerals. Acting on behalf of the Congolese government, lawyers have argued that Apple is complicit in crimes committed by armed groups that control mines in the east of the DRC. Obviously, Apple has taken this very, very seriously and is denying this vigorously, but it shows that conflict minerals issues are still alive, and if those are in your supply chain, you have to be ever vigilant about how your supply chains, literally all the way down, are monitoring this issue going forward. Today is, as I mentioned at the start of this, December 20, and the Daily Compliance News will be off for next week, so we will not be posting from December 23 to December 27th. We will return on December 30, so I wanted to wish you and your family and loved ones a happy holidays, Merry Christmas, or whatever else you might be celebrating this season. Thank you for listening. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network, and I'm Tom Fox. And at the start of this podcast, the sponsor for the entire Compliance Podcast Network is Ethico. Well, Ethico has a great new offering this month for you, a toolkit for middle managers. This is something that you, as the compliance professional, can use to move your compliance program forward by giving middle managers the skills necessary to answer a call for speak up or when someone comes in their office and raises a concern. I can't think of a tool that will be more valuable for you in the current era of enforcement. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow.